Preparing the live stream.
Ooh, I
Come
have the
on.
option to leave because you're going live.
What do you do? Well, don't do that.
Lurch.
Okay, so we are live on YouTube.
All right.
Got it. And I'm going to hit the record button. You ready?
Ooh,
Okay. Okay,
love that it gives me the
anytime.
option. It tells me that you went live. It tells me that you recorded so I can leave if I want.
Yeah, 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 that'd be a good idea. Anytime.
All right. So what are we calling this one today?
Updates and chat GPT store for YouTube.
All right. Ready? Here we go.
Yep.
And in 5, 4. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk about a few updates going on, and we're going to talk about how Chat GPT can work with YouTube and some things that you can do with the new GPT store. With that, Steve, I also want to say, this sucks. Let's do that again. That was terrible.
Take
All right,
two.
guys. Take 2, 5, 4, 3. On today's episode of Video Marketing Madness, we're going to talk about some great updates going on, and we're going to talk about the Chat GPT store, what it means for you, and what it means for your videos potentially. And speaking of videos, today's episode is made possible by our good friends who help us make great videos, and those guys are Movo. If you're looking for microphones, lights, if you're looking for stands, if you're looking for connections, all of those things can be found at Movo by heading on over to raiselinks.com/Movo, and you can start making your videos look better and sound better today. With that, let's hit the music, Steve.
And it's the radio show about video marketing madness with Ray, the video guy, and I'm Steve Sleeper. Hey, check us out on all the podcatchers and subscribe. Most people, Apple Podcasts, that's what we do. Give us a 5-star review. So,
MySpace, you name it.
MySpace, Plurk,
Clerk,
Plurk. Well, hey,
Friend
what?
Find, Friendster,
Friendster. God, forgot about Friendster. Golly.
was Mr. Wong.
Mr. Wong. Yeah, I remember all those. They were supposed to put our backlinks to that was supposed to get our videos on page one
He used to work.
of Google. It used to work. Yeah, it did.
It worked really well.
Yeah,
We
absolutely.
used to, in fact, you know what we used to do, Steve? We used to, we'd have a meeting with somebody, like a chiropractor or something, and we would record a video about that chiropractor, get it on to page 1 of Google before we walked in the door to meet them that day. That's how fast we
Yeah,
could keep
yeah,
page 1.
right. Yep. Those were the days, weren't they? That was
Yeah,
pretty
we walk
fun.
into the meeting and go, look, we've already got you on page 1.
Yeah, that is crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, well, why don't we do the updates first? Okay.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about some updates.
I'm kind of saving them as I go here, so give me 2 seconds. You think I would have done a little prep before the show, but no.
That's a little work.
Yeah, it's a little work. Google Ads support is at all-time low. We asked Google why. Google Ads customer service has plummeted to an unacceptable all-time low. From incorrect account suspensions to uncomfortable sales calls, aggressively pushing automation to confusion over the platform's own products. Mike Kelly, Chief Marketing Officer at Sylvan Learning, outlined some of the problems. I've been trying to purchase these ads for 3 months. Surely it can't be this hard. I called over a dozen times, said they'd call back. Nobody does. I actually reached out to 2 agencies that spend $100,000 a month with Google for help. Use their resources and contacts. No response.
Good luck.
Recently, I posted a job on Upwork that pays a reward of $500 for anyone that can get us access and set up instant reserve TV ads for our account. It's ongoing. Okay. So
Well,
that
you
was
know,
that was a that now let me read the follow-up for you. And this just came, that was from maybe a week or two ago, probably 2 weeks ago. And here's an article. These are all, I think, search engine land, by the way.
well, let's talk a little bit about that support thing though,
Okay, all right,
because
okay,
I'm
go
going
ahead.
through that issue right now because we have a friend of mine who we work with, and he's got a garage door company, which, by the way, locksmiths and garage door companies are the two businesses that Google is just hammering like crazy. We all know the locksmith stuff. If you've been around a while, you know been going after locksmiths for ages because locksmiths, these fake locksmith things are popping up all over the place. And the garage door thing apparently now is a big thing as well. So in the US, garage door companies and locksmiths, and in Canada, locksmiths need to go through special setups now that actually require extra information. And all of a sudden, one day, just the other day, our garage door one just got shut down, got suspended. No reason. They can't give us a reason. You can't make a phone call to them. It used to be able to, if that happened, you used to be able to get on the phone and talk to somebody. They still have the button for it, but when you go to the button, the only option now is email. And it's been that way since COVID, when they didn't have a lot of people working, and they haven't fixed that since. They haven't gone back to that. So we're struggling with that right now. And the funny thing is they have their appeal process. And so we went into the appeal process. We submitted all the things they wanted. They wanted the state paperwork showing that it's a real business. They wanted bills that showed that it was, with an address on them and everything, showed there's really a business there. We submitted all that stuff. And I'm not joking, faster than any human could possibly have even opened the email and seen what was in it, we got a denial saying no, we're keeping the suspension. There's no possible way. Like, there wasn't even enough time for an AI to have looked at it. It was just this automatic thing. But on the actual Google page, it said that it was still being investigated. However, this morning, it no longer said that. So I don't know what's going on with that.
Dang.
But
What?
we have to go. What we didn't have to do, because he's been around for so long, is they didn't have the special thing for garage door companies. So now we're going to have to go through the garage door and locksmith company thing and see if that helps. But his cousins also have a garage door company in another city, and theirs got shut down the same day. Totally unrelated companies.
So everybody got shut down, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Except for Overhead Garage Door, of course. The big guys like that, no problem. They're still, now they're number one in our area.
Yeah.
Go figure, right?
Yeah. Well, but wait, there's more. This article came out yesterday. Yeah, yesterday. Google Ads lays off hundreds of staff amid support crisis. Despite complaints that support is at an all-time low, Google is planning to lay off employees from its advertising sales team.
That says hundreds. I had heard a lot more than that, but maybe it's more than just the ads department that Google is laying off people from other departments too, but I thought it was in the thousands.
Wow. Well, and they don't really say anything besides that. I don't know.
Probably
That's
too early to,
yeah. Of course, I think this is something we talked about on the last show, but Google's shutting down websites made with business profiles. And I guess that's going to be June 10th. So you got a little bit of time.
Well, it's not, from what I read. So what it is I think next month they're shutting them down. But if you've got a domain, a link, the link is going to go directly to your Google business profile until June, and then it's going to go to doesn't exist after that. So,
okay, yeah,
something
I
like
don't,
that.
I don't think that was clear in the article, but
None of it's clear.
I'm,
But I
I'm,
don't understand why Google gets rid of these things. They do this all the time, and
well, you and I were talking about it yesterday. We were talking about some business we were doing, then we started chatting about this. And what is so darn frustrating, there's got to be at least 10 things that Google, in my case, gave me, to
right,
use,
and
and
then took
probably
away
more for
later.
you. Yeah, and took them away, and I'm using them, and I'm relying on them. And it's just very uh,
Now you think about
very
it, Google Plus, it went away.
yeah,
Uh,
Google Plus.
Google
Yeah.
Hangouts, they went away.
There's something I was using. Yeah.
Hangouts, I never thought that would go. That was huge. It went away.
Yeah.
The QR codes went away. The sites are going away. They've changed Google Business
No,
Profiles.
sites aren't going away, are they?
Well, you know what I mean. The GMB site.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah,
Not Google sites. That's a different
yeah,
thing.
there's a free website builder called Google Sites, and I used to use it a lot, but I still use it from time to time. And actually, because I'm cheap, my actual website is a Google site, and stevesleeper.com forwards to it.
Sure.
And for my accountant here in Omaha, we we just had the GMB landing page. They call it the mirror GMB. We just had that. I went ahead this week and changed it to a Google site. I just downloaded and uploaded, and it kind of looks like the same thing except doesn't have the
Yep.
review.
And if
Yeah.
if you remember, do you remember the plus ones?
The plus ones. What was that?
That was a feature they brought out. So like on Google search, it was around the time that Google Plus came out. There was a little plus one that would be next to a link, and you could hit plus one and plus one the sites that you liked or whatever.
That's right.
And then there was
That's
the markup. They used to put the schema markup on Google, and
Uh-huh.
everybody did that, and then they took that away. And then they had the YouTube videos that would show up in the little banner, and they took that away. I mean, they just change things all the time, and people follow what they do, and then they change it on them, and it drives me.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they don't have a lack of resources. So
No.
unless a lot of people were abusing it, I don't know why they're taking those away.
I mean, my guess is it's not even so much abuse; it's probably lack of use. Like they
Mm.
probably look at it and go, there are 150 million Google business profiles and only, 0.03% of people use the actual site thing. So why have it? And they get rid of it because it costs them money to have it. And
Oh,
so they
okay.
probably get
All
rid of it.
right. All right. Okay.
It's just like in YouTube, they make a lot of those changes too. If you remember, you used to be able to do the reaction videos,
Hmm.
which by the way, you're going to be able to do that again in a slightly different way coming up very shortly. But it used to be that in the comments, you could put a reaction video to that video. And they took that away because it was like something ridiculous. It was like 0.002% of people ever used it.
Yeah.
And even less watched them. Like nobody was watching them. Very few people were making them. Very few people were watching them. And so they took it away and nobody even noticed. Like half the people probably never knew it even existed. So
Yeah. I told myself I was going to do that with your YouTube videos, and I never did. I was just too lazy.
and if you
You
did,
know,
wouldn't have mattered.
yeah, I know. Okay, let's see what else I got here. YouTube rolls out new shorts editing tools. New editing features currently available on iPhones, but expected to roll out to Android.
Okay, let's freeze there for 1 second.
Yeah.
Who makes the Android operating system, Steve?
Isn't it Google?
That is right. So why is it that their new collab tool and these tools
Yeah.
are coming out for iPhone and hopefully Android later? It's actually
Yeah.
more difficult to code for the iPhone because you have to get it approved and whatnot. And yet their own operating system and their own phones don't get these tools from them.
Yeah. Crazy.
It's a little
Crazy.
bit weird.
And I will put the link to this article because it has some bullet points on what you need to do step by
Nice.
step to use it. So I'll just put that in the show notes.
And I don't know if they were including in that the new collab tool, but I don't think we've talked about collab yet, but that's a tool that is rolling out basically, if you ever watched a TikTok video or some reels and things like that, and even they do it in YouTube videos anyway, but this will make it easier, where you've got a popular video and then you got somebody else in another screen below it, like looking at them like they're crazy and like,
Uh-huh. Yeah.
that kind of stuff, collaborating on the video. So they're going to have a tool, an actual app that'll allow you to bring in somebody else's video, do a reaction to it, and put the reaction into the video automatically for the shorts. So
Okay. Yeah,
iPhone only for now. Go figure.
Yeah, I know. Question. I think, well, maybe statement. Isn't the Android operating system, isn't that based on Linux? I think they just build it
Probably.
around Linux. I think
I
it is.
honestly, I
Yeah.
don't know for sure.
I
I would
I
guess it probably is somewhere along the lines, but
yeah, I one time
or,
I
or
was
Unix of some kind. I don't know. Who knows? No, probably not Unix.
Linux or Unix or something. I know I
Who
was
knows?
messing around with it one time and that popped up, so
It may
yeah, I'm like,
depend too, because different people use different versions of it and different, thing. I don't know. I'm not smart. I probably sound like an idiot right now, so I'll just stop.
yeah, yeah. As
Look at this dummy.
soon as I asked that question, I thought, okay, you're an iPhone guy. Why am I asking you that? But okay. Microsoft rolls out new AI tool that generates instant banner ads.
It'll be interesting to see. I've used obviously Chat GPT for a while and
Uh-huh.
have enjoyed
Uh-huh.
it, and that Microsoft has not destroyed it yet.
Uh-huh.
So hopefully that'll be pretty good.
Well, here's how it works. And again, the links to all the search engine land articles will be in the show notes. Retail Media Creative Studio enables advertisers to generate banner ad creatives in seconds simply by inputting a product's URL. The generative AI tools ensure that these creatives conform to each retailer's style guide, streamlining the process and minimizing the necessity for manual resizing or frequent adjustments. And there's more
Yep.
information in the
It'll
article.
be interesting because if you use a lot of AI, you'll notice that the one thing it does not do very well, especially when creating things that have to do with graphics, is writing text. It's gotten better. Now the text is actual text, but oftentimes it'll spell everything wrong. It'll add extra letters and do all sorts of weird things. Like I've got a thing, to make thumbnails with AI, and it's like, cool, it makes a thumbnail, but then it'll be like, if the thumbnail was about Chat GPT, it'll call it like Chat GPT and add weird things into it, and then you got to correct it, and
Crazy.
yeah.
Yeah. I never used that, but
It's fun, and you can do good stuff. You know what I did with the thumbnails is I just told it to not put any text, leave space for text, but don't put any in, and then I'll just go into Photoshop and add text. Which I
okay.
guess I could just create the whole thing in Photoshop at that point, but or Thumbnail Blaster. You could bring it into Thumbnail Blaster, I'm sure, and do the same type of thing. So
Microsoft launches Copilot Pro for $20 per month per user. New Bing Chat, the name for the new Bing Chat experience. Paid version costs $20 per month per user, brings a new premium subscription for individuals, provides a higher tier of service for AI capabilities.
So nobody uses Bing anyway, but they're going to charge money to the very few people who use it to get extra features that nobody uses.
Yeah, I'm like reading. This caught my eye, but I'm not seeing a reason for me to spend $20 per month.
Well, it'd be interesting
with
Bing though. It'll be interesting to see the numbers on the usage of Bing soon, because all the Chat GPT searches are done through Bing, so the use of Bing should go up, even if you don't know you're using it really. But I mean, it does say it. It says searching Bing for whatever information. But
and I've always found Bing to be a good search engine. I don't know.
I honestly, I don't think I've hardly ever used it except when I wanted to check something, to make sure that it's being found.
Well, and me too. But I'm okay with that being the case. YouTube denies ad blocker crackdown is causing browser slowdowns for premium users.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, okay, but if that's what people are, um, if that's what people are finding, that I'm a premium user, I got an ad blocker, and it's slowing down my YouTube. So kind of weird.
And it actually sounds like they're saying that YouTube itself is, sorry, there's my phone going loud. It almost sounds like YouTube itself is slowing down. Like in other words, because they're trying to block the ad blockers, everybody's experience is slowing down. That's kind of what it sounded like to me.
Yeah. Lagging videos are lagging, higher CPUs usage, and delayed load times. Now, one thing that I noticed is my videos, because I watch a lot of YouTube videos and I just put them up on the TV. I got the Google Chrome dongle, and they, during a 10-minute video, the video wants to reload like 2 or 3 times. It buffers 2 or 3 times.
Mm-hmm.
And
I've had a lot of weird internet things lately, so I don't know if it's from that or what, but
well, and my phone is getting a little bit old. It's a Galaxy S21, and I've got a new Galaxy Notepad, whatever it's called, Tab, something or other. And I keep telling myself I want to test it on that, and see how it does, because it's a brand new piece of hardware. So, okay, I got one more here.
all right.
Yeah.
Hit me with it.
Let's go get it. All right. Okay, this is one that I thought was really, really good. Google announced that they're sunsetting Google Podcasts. There's another one I was using,
Well,
and
they are and they're not.
yeah, they are and they're not. But you know what it actually ends up being, and let's talk about the video part of it. You and I, when we started putting the Video Marketing Madness episodes on our YouTube channel, it said, "You want to make this a podcast?" Okay, I'll make it a podcast, and then I just have to, use that playlist every time I upload something. So it's Video Marketing Madness. Podcast, I had made that, Video Marketing Madness episodes. I had made that playlist podcast, and so it's podcast. Now, what I have noticed in YouTube Music is Video Marketing Madness is there from our YouTube channel.
Right.
I also noticed there's a tab for podcasts. So that's what it's moving to. Now, I don't know why they just wouldn't take Google Podcasts and just move it all over to YouTube Music, and maybe
that's probably what's happening, but who knows?
But anyhow, this is a YouTube blog. I saw it on the team YouTube X Twitter page. Publish or disconnect episodes from an RSS feed on YouTube. If you're a podcast creator, you can use YouTube Studio to upload your podcast to YouTube through an RSS feed. Follow the steps below, blah, blah, blah. Before you begin, log into YouTube Studio, then follow the steps to upload a podcast episodes from your RSS feed to YouTube, and then it gives you a step-by-step thing for it. Now, I think this is maybe referring to videos, but I gotta believe, and I haven't looked at this yet, and I should have, and I meant to, and forgive me, got busy, but I gotta think in YouTube Music, I can go over there and just enter the RSS for my podcast, audio podcasts that are not in there already. Don't you think? Should be. But anyhow, I'll put the
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully. I'm not 100% sure how that works. I will try it out this week. I meant to do that. Forgive me. But I'll try it out this week and report on it on the next show. So,
All right.
and that's all I've got. Now, I watched with interest. You did a video on your YouTube channel. Was it Main Street Business Strategies or something like
That is the
that?
one.
Yeah. And it was about the GPT Studio. And basically, what it does is you have to input some things, but then it gives you keywords and it sets up your description and your title and stuff like that. Is that correct?
Well, what it is, so ChatGPT has added what they call the GPT store now,
Uh-huh.
which in my opinion, and I could be totally wrong, but I think this is the next big thing, like unto the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. I think this is going to be a very big deal.
Uh-huh.
And there's going to be a lot of people that make a lot of money on this if they get involved in it. But what's great about this is, if you want to get in on the App Store, you got to know how to make an app. You got to know how to code. You got to be able to create graphics. You got to do all these different things. Very difficult, very time consuming. The GPT store, you don't need nearly as much of that kind of stuff. You can do it. I've created 2 already, and I've got 2 of them that are in the store. Now, hopefully at some point people start using them. But basically what they are is they are customized versions of ChatGPT for specific purposes. And if you get really good, it can be more complex because you could create GPTs that connect to your software via APIs. So if you've got, for instance, InVideo that makes videos for you online, you can do that through ChatGPT with their custom GPT. And when you do it, it asks you the question, you put it in, and it goes to the InVideo software and makes the video for you there and serves it up to you that way. But you do all the stuff right from inside of ChatGPT. So what I created as my first kind of tester was I created 2 SEO products for video. So one is a GPT that helps you to SEO your local business video. And so when you go into this GPT and you open it up, I'm still kind of learning. Sometimes I think it doesn't listen to what I tell them I want it to do. It does things slightly differently.
Sounds like me and my wife.
Yeah, exactly. Right. And I'll be like, no. Listen, it's like a Monty Python skit sometimes with, if you remember in the Holy Grail, he's like, no. When I do this, no, you stay here. When I leave, you stay here. All right, we follow you. No. When I leave, you stay here. And so you kind of deal with things like that. And it's like, and I'll be like, okay, ChatGPT, listen to me carefully. When someone clicks this button here to ask this question, you will post the following exactly as it's shown. Because what it would do is I would tell it what to put, and then I'd do it, and it would like kind of put that there, but write it itself. But when it would write it itself, it would leave out some of the details that I needed in there. So for instance, I might say, when they say, all right, help me to optimize my local business video. And it'll say, okay, I need the following information. 1, give me the name of the company. And then on one of them, it might be like, give me the link to your Google business profile. And then I would literally have information, go to, here to get your business profile, to get the link that you need. Well, sometimes it would write it the way it wanted to be like, tell us your Google business profile and just put that there. I'm like, okay, we need to have it say, here's how you get this, So I finally kind of figured it out, and it seems to be doing that now and writing it exactly as I tell it to, which is good. But basically they go there, it'll say, what's the name of the business? What's the name of the, what's the business address? What's the phone number? What's the Google business profile? What's the website? And then it builds the description for the video in the way that I do it. Because I've got a specific formula that I do these things. The only thing I haven't put in there yet, which I may change, is the driving direction stuff, just because that's a little more complex.
Yeah, that is.
So, and kind of just telling people to do it.
You got to have, what I do when I get the driving directions thing is, let's talk about client in Overland Park, Kansas. What I have found through testing is the best thing to do is driving directions from the surrounding communities or suburbs or whatever you want to call
Right.
it. So I open it up and I look at the surrounding communities and make decisions on what I want to add. I mean, one surrounding community may be a census designated area where the one next to it is a town. Okay. For instance, but then, it's human intervention to pick the surrounding towns that I want to add. And typically I had about 10. I don't know. I mean, maybe AI could do that, but there's some intuition on my part as well, so I can see why maybe you wouldn't put that in there. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm
well,
just,
it's not because the AI is not going to Google and getting it for you. So it's kind of like you have to know how to do it.
Mhm.
You have to know how to go get the driving directions in order to get the link and bring it back. And that's a lot of teaching. So
Well, yeah, you got to go, you got to click on, I forgot about
you gotta
that.
you
You got
gotta
to
go to
click on two
maps,
or
you gotta
three
put the
things and
location, you gotta put where
yeah,
you were coming from, you gotta get the directions, you gotta know
yeah,
where the link is to get the link to the directions, then you
yeah,
gotta copy that, then you gotta bring so that it's a bit much. So I'm like, we'll just
yeah,
leave that out for now. At some point in time, I would love it. Of course, ChatGPT is never really gonna work with Google. It's
yeah,
gonna
right,
work with Bing,
right.
so it's gonna make it difficult. But
Well,
um
Bing Places, but I don't want Bing Places
that's
in
not
the
what I'm looking to do. Yeah.
And yeah, because you do have to you got to know where to go. You click on the hamburger, you click share. Or no, wait a minute. You click it says directions, so you click
Down
on
underneath
that.
it has the little symbol and you click on it
Yeah,
and
and then you click on the hamburger to click share, and then you got to click on the link. And yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
What I might do is I'm going to look into is attaching links to videos that show them how to do it. So maybe while they're in ChatGPT, they click that under that question. They'll be, watch this video to learn more. Click that. They can
Oh,
watch the video.
yeah.
So I may do something like that too.
Yeah, that would work. That
But
would
like I
work.
said, I've made two of them now. I made one for the local business videos, and then I made one for general YouTube video SEO that doesn't have the location stuff. I had originally tried to do one app, one GPT in there that covered both. But when I would make changes to one, it would seem to affect the other one. Like it didn't quite understand that it was meant to be a different thing. So like if I put in the local one, I was like, get the Google business profile. All of a sudden in the other one, that's not a local business one, it would be like, give us your Google business profile. I'm like, no, it's not supposed to say that in there.
Mhm,
But
mhm.
it seemed to interact with, because it's trying to think off of what people, when you click the button that says, SEO my video, it's literally just the same as you typing it in. So it's going to be a little more vague. So I'd made it into two different apps, two
Yeah.
different GPs to kind of keep them separated. And that seemed to work a lot better. So, but I was able to create two of them in the last few days and it worked perfectly fine. So
Well,
gotta like it.
what I came away with from the video that you did, and I'll put the link in the show notes, is here's what it does. But you've added quite a bit of information on, as to what it is, and I'm glad we talked about it today. Cool. And
Me
and
too.
and
It's
the
good
other thing
stuff.
is you can write apps in it as well to do things that you need done. So that's good to know. That's got my
Yeah. And like I
Asian
said,
brain
I think it's going to be a very big deal because you can make money off of this. And the way that this store works is people aren't paying for your app. So they're not going in there and going, oh, this is the YouTube video wizard for $2. Let's click on it. No, it kind of works like the way YouTube works. So you put it in the store and all the people that are paying to use ChatGPT, if they use your app, you get a percentage of that monthly fee they're paying. Now,
right.
granted, how much are they using it? How much you're going to get out of that is small. They're paying $20 a month and they're using 100 apps in the month. You're going to get a small fee, but if you can get a lot of people doing it, and some of those apps that we look at and some of those GPTs are, hundreds of thousands of people are using them already.
Oh.
So
And the
potentially,
monetization is you get just a little bit of the action or something from
yeah,
Chip.
just like on like a YouTube short,
Yeah.
um, you know, the ads are paying for a short that's in there, and then that ad
Okay.
portions of it go to each of the shorts that are around it that are playing around it, and
I
and
get it.
so it kind of works like that. Now, for those of you that are YouTube savvy, you go, yeah, wait a minute. YouTube Shorts doesn't pay jack squat compared to regular videos. That's true. So we'll see how it goes. You might need to have lots of apps and lots of people using them in order to make some real money with it, but we'll see. And hopefully, we'll start to make a little bit there. And there's other integrations too, because this corporate, if a corporate business starts using it, they're paying a lot more money for different things and whatnot. So it's still a lot to be fleshed out, but you don't have to charge and you don't have to get people to pay. You just have to put it in there and get people to use it. And if they use it, you get a portion of, what they're already paying anyway.
I noticed that speaking of shorts, and this is something that's worth noting, our client, Joey Franks, down there in Jackson, Mississippi, DUI attorney, he's been doing a lot of shorts on his YouTube channel, and they're kind of pithy, almost silly, but I don't know that I'd call an attorney silly, but they're kind of funny, and he's talking about how to avoid a DUI, what to do if you get stopped for a DUI, stuff like that. And he's just being a character. He's being almost cartoony, to be honest with you, because the whole big man law thing and all that. And they are getting a lot of views. I mean, he's getting 5,000, just off the top of my head, probably an average of 5,000 a short. And I mean, that's good for his brand awareness, especially
it is.
with
That's the whole point behind it. Because we do that here at the escape room. I do them as well, these shorts and stuff for that. And we do the ones, we've talked about here before where we just film somebody being scared and put that up as a short. But I also do what I call Tales from the Escape Room, where I get on and I'll be like, hey, we had this happen today and this is why, and you can't believe that this happened, but so don't do that, or, hey, you know what? When you go into an escape room, here's the type of lock that you're going to encounter. Here's how it works. So we do that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I think for attorneys, that might be a good thing, especially if they are characters, I call it cartoony. Maybe that's not although Joey is almost kind of cartoony in these. He's unusual looking. And I've got a client in Dallas that would be great doing those kind of things, because he's kind of your typical Texan, and he really ramps up that whole Texan thing,
And it depends on the attorney too, because but you know what? I was going to say, there are some attorneys that we kind of work with, and I think about it, and I'm like, yeah, they wouldn't translate very well doing that, but they probably would, because there are some out there that do very well with this. There's this one guy, he's in, I'm not sure where the heck he's at. He's kind of this weird looking guy and kind of goofy and everything, but he does these awkward, and he gets a lot of views.
Yeah.
He does really well with it.
So yeah, it just kind of depends. Now, the thing that I always tell attorneys is you've got to want to do this, but I know I gotta want it. And anyhow, I just thought that'd be interesting to bring up. It's a good branding application, and it gets some subscribers too.
That was an oldie that I brought back. Yeah, gotta want it. You have any idea what tagline that's from, Steve?
No.
That is actually a tagline for a health product from the 80s called IcoPro.
Oh.
Why I remember that now? Yeah, gotta want it.
Yeah.
Because it was the WWF at the time was the ones that had brought this out into the mainstream, and the announcer from gotta want it. So
my
into my head with that, I don't know, but
my wife will do that too. She'll bring up something that happened 40 years ago,
and it was a huge flop of a product that never went anywhere. So that's why I would remember that.
And I'll say to her, "How do you remember that stuff?" She goes, "If it's just inconsequential, I'll remember it. Big stuff, I can't remember." Yeah,
exactly right.
Yeah.
Like an ancient Chinese secret, huh?
Oh yeah, I remember that. That was popular my freshman year in college. We were all going around saying that, So,
how do you get your clothes so clean, Mr. Lee?
Ancient
Chinese secret.
And then the wife would say something like, "I got your ancient Chinese secret," No, she
I can't remember which product it was. It wasn't
Calgon. Calgon, or no,
it might have been Calgon. I can't remember.
I can't remember, but no, she'd pull back the curtain and say, "Ancient Chinese secret, huh?" And then it became for us I've got your ancient Chinese secret right here. Yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah, crazy commercials, man. I tell you.
yeah.
Until they're effective, kind of. They're effective that we remember them. Not so effective that we can't remember which product it
Yeah,
was.
yeah. I don't remember the product. Now, you can't forget where's the beef. I mean, that's
Yeah.
Wendy's.
Well,
That's easy to remember.
and in fact, in my my webinars that I do for TV Ads Hero, I talk about where's the beef and a bunch of these different commercials and things like that. That why people remember them. They remember them for a reason. There's lots of reasons why we remember those things. Wendy's, boy, I'll tell you how the mighty have fallen. They were in the mid 80s, early to mid 80s. They were what Geico has become now, or even Progressive.
That's
They were
right.
the marketing leaders when it came to memorable commercials that were they were the kings. Now it's, like I said, now it's mostly Progressive and really Geico, but now Progressive has really gotten into it, and even some of the other ones like Liberty Mutual with the emu and all that.
Yeah,
They're getting, but yeah, back then it was Wendy's.
Wendy's was the
And then
biggie.
Taco
That's
Bell
right.
was really big for it for a
Yeah,
long time with the Chihuahua and
yeah,
all that stuff. So,
yeah.
which, by the way, do you remember the crossover ad between Taco Bell and Geico?
God, that vaguely rings a bell.
Geico did a commercial, and because they had the little gecko,
Uh-huh.
and
He's wearing a sombrero?
well he was remembering like trying out to become the spokesperson for Geico, and as he's going in, the Taco Bell dog comes out
Oh, that's
from the
right.
room, and he's like, "Oh, great, a talking gecko."
Yeah. I remember it now. Yeah. Okay. Yep.
Anyway,
Okay. So
what
who
does that have
helped
to do with anything we're talking about? I don't know, but it's fun anyway, and that's what we're here for. We're here for fun. So,
and who made this fine episode possible?
speaking of fun, I'm talking about the great folks over at Movo who make amazing products that will help you to make better video in a lot of different situations. If you're out on the go, they make stands so you can put your phone on a tripod. They make microphones you can use on the go, wireless, wired, shotgun microphones, you name it, they got it. Lights. You want to make better video? They've got it. You need a microphone while you're doing a podcast for your desktop? They got it. You need a webcam. They've got an amazing webcam, 4K webcam with a built-in light and a professional quality built-in, I almost said speaker, built-in microphone. So you can actually do some really cool stuff with that too. A lot of great products.
Yep.
Gotta go
I got
check
a
them
bunch
out.
of them.
Head on over to raiselinks.com/Movo to check them out.
And now what do we do?
And now we hit the music and say goodbye for another day. So long, everybody.
So long. Okay. Well, if you're watching the live stream or even watching the recording of the live stream,